We're in the backyard today with the new Pit Boss Competition Series Titan, and today we're going to be doing the burn off and the biscuit test. Now the burn off is how you properly season in a pellet smoker before you use it, and the biscuit test is to find how even the grate temperatures are at to make sure we're getting even temperatures on the inside of our pit. So let's get started now. Something I want to point out, something I just saw, is down at the very base of the auger, you'll see these tiny little holes underneath the auger, and that is where all the pellet dust and debris will fall through, and so the auger will only deliver up fresh pellets to the burn pot. I just noticed it today, but I thought that was so cool. All right, let's get some pellets into the hopper. Now I'm going to be using the Pit Boss Freedom Blend, and this is already pre-mixed with charcoal and hickory, so I won't need this pellet hopper divider. This is definitely a good mix to go with. Now, before I fire up the pit for the first time, I do like spraying down the inside of the cooking chamber with a cooking spray. Doesn't matter what brand, but just as long as it's a food safe cooking spray. So now let's get the spray in. Now I already sprayed the bottom side of the heat deflector, and now I'm going to spray the top side. Same goes for the sear plate. Sprayed the bottom side already. Now I'm going to spray the top of the sear plate down. Now I have the sear rod itself. Hit that up, both sides. Beautiful. All right, now I'm going to get the bottom grate in. Spray that down. Going to get the middle rack in. Spray that down. Now we got the top rack here. And I'm not going to spray the top rack down. No, I'm totally kidding. All right, time to plug this bad boy in. Fire in the hole. You don't actually have to say that when you start up your Pit Boss. Right here, I'm going to hit start for grilling. So now what we're waiting on is the sound of the pellets hitting the burn pot. It is a very distinct sound, and once we hear that, we're going to shut off the unit and then fire her right back up. All right, I am hearing that very distinct sound of pellets now hitting the hopper. Let's unplug our smoker. All right, I'm going to reach in here. We're going to take out our burn pot. We have some fresh pellets into the burn pot. That is a good sign. So now let's get this back in and fire her back up. All right, let's turn her back on. It would help if you plug in the smoker, you know. Now under settings, under P setting, that is where you're going to see smoke mode and PID mode. For this, all we care about is consistent temperatures. So we are going to just keep it in PID mode, and we're going to wait for this thing to fire up. And now do remember, we do have the rapid fire igniter, so we are going to start seeing smoke any second now. Look at that beautiful smoke. Woo! And now I am hearing that burn pot ripping and roaring. Yep, I can see a nice roaring fire down there. So let's close her up. All right, we're going to click on the temp, and we're going to turn it up to 400 degrees, and the temperature does go up in 5-degree increments. Oh yes. And then once we like that temp, we're going to click on that, and now it says heating to 400 degrees. So now we're off to the races. All right, it's been less than 10 minutes now. We're at 390 degrees. Now is where I'm going to start the 1-hour timer, and that is going to give enough time and heat to properly season everything we spray down on the internals of the smoker. But while we're waiting for that, I'm going to go run to the store and grab some biscuits for the biscuit test that we're going to do next. So see you in about 1 hour. All right, just got back from HEB. It's been about an hour. I still see 400 on the gauge, so that is an awesome, awesome sign. Let's open her up. All right, one of the questions I saw on the last video we did on this is, after it comes up to temp, is that going to hinder the grates from freely coming in and out? So I do have some very high temp gloves on right now, and there is a little side to side play, but it's, I mean, that's not preventing it from clogging up. So yeah, it looks like they're moving in and out pretty good. So let's close her down. So we're gonna click on the temperature right here, go to 300. All right, I got some HEB Texas style biscuits. There are 10 in a can. I got 30 total, so we can see what temperatures we're getting at across the grates. It will give a visual representation of our hot and cool zones. If you have any smoker, you should absolutely do the biscuit test. Knowing the hot and cold zones of your smoker is a game changer. We are going to use these biscuits to see what this Pit Boss Titan does, and we'll tune back in when this pit mellows out around 300 degrees. Let's get these biscuits on the grill. All right, I'm gonna close it up, and we'll check back in about 20 minutes. All right, it's been 20 minutes. My backyard smells amazing. Let's see how this smoker did. All right, so let's pull out the bottom grate first. All right, so we can visually see pretty much the hot side of the grill is gonna be on here. So let's just start flipping these over. All right, so here's the bottom grate. Definitely there's something going on in this corner right here. What I'm surprised at is you have the actual burn pot right above. So like on my Pro Series Elite, this was like really, really hot. This is visually going to tell me if I put my brisket down pretty much right here, like in this area, really even temps at that grate. All right, now let me pull these. And then it's going to look like this side is going to be my cool zone. So let's get that back in. Let's put the next rack. All right, so pretty much again, I'm going to notice this side is going to be hotter. And these are actually a little bit better on this side. You get a little bit more color here. That's not too bad. Now let's do the last rack. All right, let's flip these over. So consistently, we're going to have the warmer smoke on this side. And this is going to be, so pretty much I would say just right down the middle, I would split it off, and I have my warmer side, and then we have my cooler side, and that really helps me when I'm making my barbecue. When I'm juggling around, if I have two pork butts here and one's cooking faster than the other, I can then swap them around so that they end at the same time when cooking. All right, the last test I want to do, we're going to take this middle grate and we're going to put 4 temperature probes across. So I have 2 of these clips that will hold the probes, and then I'll show you what to do if you actually don't have that. So we'll put one in here. We'll put one in here. And if you don't have temperature probe holders like that, cut a potato in half, and you're off to the races. All right, let's close her up. All right, down here, I'm going to turn this to 275, and then we'll come back when it hits that temp. So we have the pit running at 275. All the way to the left, we have 278. Next to that, we have 281. Next to that, we have 284. And on the last side, which is all the way to the right side, 287, which gives a pretty good accurate thing of what we saw on the biscuit test. But it's good to see this, to see how close it actually is reading at the control board, if that makes sense. So whatever this control board says, sometimes I would see inaccuracies where this would be like 30 degrees cooler. And with this one, it's not too far off from whatever the control board is saying. So that is a pretty good indicator that this pit is pretty even across the grate, with the right side being slightly hotter. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down this power button, and that is going to enter down into the shutdown cycle. You don't want to unplug the smoker right now. There's still a fire in the burn pot. It's going to take about 20 minutes for this smoker to shut down. We'll tune back in when this is fully shut down. All right, I got my 5-gallon bucket. Let's dump some pellets. All right, let's rock and roll. All right, check this out. This is really cool to see that all the pellets dumped out. So what that means is while you're using your pellets, none of the pellets are actually going to end up on the sidewalls. So that is very, very cool to see a empty hopper out. I guess we can put back this thing. So after today's burn-in and all the tests we did today, I am very pleased with how the Pit Boss Competition Series Titan did. I mean, I had my Pro Series Elite over there. Now she's sweating bullets. Step your game up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay on top of all these cooks we're going to do on this thing. Wow, that lid's still hot. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Grill Sergeant out.